Yo, what is up, YouTube boxing family? It is K right here. I am back with another great video for you guys today. I wanted to talk about this particular matchup that should be very well made next, if not soon, at the lightweight division between no other than Frank the Ghost Martin versus Keyshawn the Businessman Davis, both of them at 135 pounds. Frank Martin, for those of you that don't know, he's a killer. He's a southpaw. Long live all my southpaws. Southpaws run boxing. Frank Martin is currently 14-0, if I'm not mistaken, with 10 knockouts. Oh no, he's 16-0 with 12 by way of 12 of those wins come by way of knockout. He is 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. 27 years of age, soon to be 28 years old in January, and he is a southpaw. He fights at the lightweight division. He's a top 100 fighter, ranked at number 34 in the world on BoxRec, and he has a 75% knockout ratio. He has fought over 60. He's fought over 70 rounds out of his entire 16 fights. So that's Frank Martin. That's his overall status. His last victory came by the hands of him knocking out Jackson Mariñez back in July 9th, back in 2022. And that was on, I believe, the Ray Vargas, Mark Magsayo card, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he did a good job. He dominated Jackson Mariñez. That's a Dominican fighter who arguably, he had a, pretty, how should I say, he had a good war with Frank, but unfortunately, things just didn't go the way that he wanted it to be, and it just didn't, scale well. Jackson, he's a great fighter. I think the issue with him is just that he lacks power late game, in which he did a good job with Frank. He actually gave Frank like one of his toughest fights, in my honest opinion. But I think Jackson, he can easily, take over. Whether if that's at the lightweight division or at 140, it's just that he just needs to continue fighting good level opposition. So he just recently fought back in September 25th. So that was back in his home country in the Dominican Republic, out in Santo Domingo. So I mean, he's a good fighter. It's just that he needs to keep putting himself out there to fight, any top lightweight, or, if he's going to move away from lightweight, definitely bring his talents up to 140. But I mean, at lightweight, there's plenty of great competition he could fight. I think the best fight for him is to go after a guy like Starling Castillo. He's a good ass fighter, 5'9" with a 70-inch arm reach. 27 years old himself, next to Frank Martin, and he's a beast. He's now walkover, but I think if you could beat a guy like him, that'll be a great victory. Raymond Murataya, I think Jackson Mariñez could very well beat him, but Raymond Murataya, he's a killer. He has a lot of power, and he knows how to box very, very well. So I mean, there's just plenty of opposition here at lightweight, and there's just plenty of names that we don't know yet that could very well upset a lot of up and coming guys. So that's something that that could very well be on the horizon, and it's going to be very interesting to see where everything will go. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward for what Frank Martin and Keyshawn Davis will do, because Keyshawn Davis has been talking a lot of bougie. no, he's been talking like a lot of smack about all the lightweights, and he's saying that he's gonna walk over, he's gonna step over everybody, and have his reign at the lightweight division. And Frank Martin, he came out and said, look, you ain't stepping on nothing over here. Basically, he said, you ain't stepping on shit over here. And I like that out of him, because Frank Martin, he's literally showing to you that he's nowhere, he's nobody to be played with, and you know, he's a killer. He definitely has a lot of crazy, you know, like, you know, like, how should I say, he has a lot of, you know, insane confidence in his abilities where nobody's not going to touch him for quite a while. And I think that where Frank Martin is at right now compared to Keyshawn Davis, I think Keyshawn Davis and Frank Martin should fight next. Maybe some would tell me, oh no, that's way too soon, blah blah blah, but I don't give two craps about Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis says that he's going to be, you know, the next up and coming all-time great, and everybody tries to hype him up like he's some good ass fighter. But you know, the thing is like, you know, if you're going to hype him up similar to how people hype up Lomachenko, as if, you know, Keyshawn Davis is this great, you know, fighter just coming out of the woodwork, as if he's just gonna hard stomp everybody and just come out of his way to be successful, then why not move Keyshawn Davis the way that he should be moved, where he should be matched up with high level opposition? And I mean, you know, don't give me the bullshit of, oh well, he's 6-0 and he can't, you know, he can't move that fast. No, you know, if Keyshawn Davis is really about that smoke, knowing that he's been talking all that crap towards Devin Haney and everybody else, then I want to see Keyshawn Davis fight at least a top 25 fighter or somebody in the top 100. And I think this is a good matchup that you see on my screen right now between him and Frank Martin. If Keyshawn Davis is really serious about this, in which I'm pretty sure Keyshawn Davis, he wouldn't have a problem fighting Frank Martin, but he's going to make up some weird ass excuse to say, oh well, the fight got to be built up properly. No, this is a great ass build up right now. And for what I know that Frank Martin, he's on the horizon to fight Chris Colbert, but I think the best route after that fight, if Frank Martin is successful in defeating Chris Colbert, he should go after Keyshawn Davis, because it just makes all the sense in the world where Keyshawn Davis, he could be defeated, you know, after this fight, because I believe Frank Martin is going to dog walk and destroy Chris Colbert. So I just think it just makes all the sense in the world to have that put down and just made on the horizon as soon as possible. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think, man. Do you think this is a good matchup? How do you guys see this fight going down? You know, obviously with Keyshawn Davis's abilities, many would say he's a boxer puncher, orthodox fighter. You know, I more so just see him as just like a pure boxer. I don't think he has all this power that people try to put him down. You know, obviously looking at his quote-unquote combined records, you know, people say like he has this insane high win-loss ratio of his opponents, but when you look at his opponents, you know, records, you know, these are guys that have fought mostly bums throughout their entire careers. So, you know, these are guys that are, you know, pretty much fighters that don't punch that hard. The only fighter that actually, you know, came to win, that actually hurt Keyshawn Davis, was Jose Antonio Meza, who's not that big of a puncher himself, but he actually rocked Keyshawn Davis a couple times in that fight. If you just go back and watch that fight, and then that fight was at a catch weight at 138, but still, it's like like Keyshawn Davis, he's not disciplined to make 135. So, you know, when you look at his, you know, basically all of his fights at lightweight, they've always been at a catch weight. He's been coming in at like 136, you know, and a half. So if anything, he should just move his ass up to 140 and get away from lightweight. But either way, like, I just don't think Keyshawn Davis is going to stay at lightweight, because, you know, he's growing tremendously. So I just don't see the level of progression doing well for him. But you know, if he still wants to campaign at lightweight, acting like he's gonna roll right through the division, then I'm all for it, you know. I think Keyshawn Davis, it's time for him to, get beat up, and somebody gotta, put him down. But I think Frank Martin will be the guy to dethrone him from his, undefeated, streak. But I think that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, let me bring up Keyshawn Davis's vitals. He's 5'9" with a 70-inch arm reach, and he is 23 years of age compared to Frank Martin. Frank Martin is obviously 27, and he has basically the height and reach disadvantage to Keyshawn Davis. So, yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see where that will go, because now that I think about it, this might be a more interesting fight to see, because Frank Martin, even though, it's not that much of a difference with the height and reach, I think Frank Martin, he would dog walk Keyshawn, and the fight itself would be very, very competitive until Frank Martin hurts him, with like a heavy loaded shot. So I think the fight itself would basically bring itself down pretty bad, and nobody wouldn't really be able to make any excuse to say why Keyshawn Davis beats him, because of these reasons and whatever. So yeah, I think the fight itself is basically won by Frank Martin's pressure, and I think once Martin counters him and he starts to break his defense completely, then yeah, Keyshawn Davis, he's basically just dead. He's dead meat. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say, man. Let me know what you guys think about this matchup. Do you think this is a good matchup or not? Would you like to see this fight next, or do you think this fight should be made within a couple fights from now? So that's pretty much it. Shout out to Frank the Ghost Martin and Keyshawn Davis. Hopefully we can get this fight made. Obviously, no bad blood, for me against Keyshawn Davis. I just don't think he's that good yet. And I would like to see him and Frank Martin mix it up right now, if not soon. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys soon. And shout out to the mighty LDBC. And yep, I'm out. Peace out and goodbye.